love your wives. But what did he tell the wives first? Let's go back up to verse 22. Ephesians 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands. Wives, you got to submit. You Israelite women got to submit to us. Okay? And this is what the Most High, okay, Yahushua, this is what they said to the Israelite woman first. They're talking to you first. They're giving you this command first. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands. And after you submit yourselves to us, then the Most High in Yahushua says, husbands, love your wives. Okay? So what that means is this. In order for you to get treated right according to the statutes of Israel, you got to submit to your Hebrew man first. It's right there in Ephesians 5, verses 22 all the way down to 25. The first statute is wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands. You got to submit to us first. And after you submit to us, then the husband is commanded to love his wife. Okay, then we're commanded to treat you right after you submit to us first. Okay, so that's what Ephesians 5 verses 22 all the way down to 25 is about. You wives, you Israelite women, clearly are required by the statute to submit. Okay, and that goes all the way back to Genesis. That goes all the way back to Genesis 3. For the husband is the head of the wife. The husband is the ruler. The Israelite man is the ruler of the Israelite woman. And he, the Israelite man, is the savior of the Israelite woman's body. That's how you get in the chariots. You got to submit yourselves to us first. Then we're required to treat you right. And that's how you get in the chariot. Now, let's deal with marriages. Let's deal with marriages in the kingdom. Are we going to marry in the kingdom? Luke 20. Is the Israelite man going to marry? Is Israelite man and woman going to marry in the kingdom? Let's go to Luke 20 to find out. Luke 20. Okay, Luke 20. Starting at verse 34. So we're going to go to Luke 20, starting at verse 34. And Yahushua answering said unto them, the children of this world marry. That's talking about the heathen nations. The children of this world marry and are given in marriage. But they, the Israelites, which shall be accounted worthy to obtain that world, the Israelite world, and the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage. That means we ain't going to marry in the kingdom. Neither can they die anymore. That means we're going to have immortality. For they are equal unto the angels, and are the children of the Most High, being the children of the resurrection. So in Luke 20, verses 34 through 36, we're no longer going to marry in the kingdom. Now, when we have the heathen nations in slavery, we are going, all the Israelites, the Israelite men, the Israelite women, the Israelite children, the Israelite babies, we are all going to enjoy the kingdom off these freaking heathen nations. Let's get that. Israel will enjoy life in the Hebrew kingdom off the heathen nations. Let's get that. Jeremiah 30:16. Jeremiah 30, verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. This is talking about the heathen nations. All they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, every heathen, every single heathen, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Now understand this, Israel, Israelite females. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. That means we're going to enjoy the kingdom of the heathen nations. And all they that spoil thee will be a spoil. That means we're going to enjoy the kingdom of the heathen nations. Now, for the Israelite men, when it says, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, we're going to enjoy these Edomite females. We're going to enjoy the Gentile females. Okay? All they that devour thee shall be devoured. And all they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. Okay? That also means that the Israelite men are going to enjoy the women of the heathen nations. The best of the women of the heathen nations. You Israelite women are going to have to share. There's no way around that. If you can't accept that, you ain't getting in those chariots when they come. And again, you Israelite women are going to enjoy the kingdom through the Israelite man. Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. So we're going to enjoy the kingdom of these heathen nations. That's plain. And we're going to do that because the heathen nations enjoyed themselves off of us. You know, the heathen nations, especially this Edomite nation, they couldn't enjoy this planet without spoiling us, without spoiling Israel. They can't enjoy this planet. Okay? And when these Edomite males use the black woman as a concubine, as his sex slave, he's spoiling Israel. He's spoiling the Israelite woman. He's devouring the Israelite woman. He's enjoying the Israelite woman. So the Israelite men, we're gonna spoil these Israelite females. The Israelite men, we're gonna spoil these heathen females, Salaki. The Israelite men, we're gonna spoil and devour these heathen females of all the heathen nations, because that's what the white man, that's what the Gentile nations did to our women. The bottom line is, all of Israel is going to enjoy life in the kingdom by spoiling and devouring all the heathen nations. Israelite men will have total control over all women. We're going to have total control over all heathens and all women. We're going to go to Song of Solomon 8. Song of Solomon 8. Song of Solomon 8, verses 8 through 10. The Israelite men were going to have total control over all heathen nations and all women, Hebrew and Gentile. Song of Solomon 8, verses 8, 9, and 10. We have a little sister This is talking about Israel and the little sister. This is talking about, we is talking about Israelite men, and the little sister is the Israelite women, Israelite females. We have a little sister, and she has no breasts. So we got an Israelite woman with no breasts. What shall we do for our sister in the day when she shall be spoken for? In the day of the kingdom, when the kingdom comes, when Yahushua cracks the sky. What shall we do for the Israelite woman? If she be a wall, we will build upon her a palace of silver. Okay, that's talking about we're going to have power to accentuate your beauty. Okay, for the Israelite woman, we're going to have power to accentuate your beauty. If you got small breasts, we're going to have power to give you big breasts, a nice butt, long hair, everything. We're going to have power to do all that. If she be a door, we will enclose her with boards of cedar. That's dealing with the heathen females. We're going to have power to give the heathen females perfect health and a bunch of other stuff. I am a wall, and my breasts are like towers. Okay? This is talking about the Israelite woman. Go back to verse 8. We have a little sister, the Israelite female, and she has no breast. The Israelite female has no breast in verse 8. In verse 10, I am a wall and my breasts are like towers. Now she's got breasts like towers. She got really big breasts, this Israelite woman. Why does she have big breasts? Then was I in his eyes as one that found favor. Okay? Because she found favor in her Israelite man's eyes. So he hooked her up. She had no breasts in verse 8. She got big breasts in verse 10 because she found favor in her Israelite man's eyes. What that means is this, Israelite females, you're not going to enjoy the kingdom except through the Israelite men. You're going to have to go through us to enjoy the kingdom. You're going to have our favor, okay, to enjoy the kingdom. You're going to enjoy the kingdom through us. That's how you Israelite women are going to enjoy the kingdom. That's how the Most High is going to set it up. Song of Solomon 8, verse 8. Then was I in his eyes as one that found favor. Okay? So you're going to have our favor to enjoy the kingdom. And that's what's coming. Okay? You're going to have to go through us to enjoy the Hebrew kingdom. There's no way around that. This is a patriarchal kingdom, and it's made for Hebrew men. You Israelite women are invited, but you're going to enjoy the kingdom through Israelite men. Now I'm going to go to Ecclesiasticus 36 in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself. Okay, a help. That goes all the way back to Genesis. The first books in Genesis. A help like unto himself. Okay, and let's go to Genesis. As a matter of fact, you women are possessions. Okay. I know Esau haven't taught you this, but you're all possessions. Ecclesiasticus 36 and 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. Okay, Genesis 2, verse 18. And the Most High said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make an help meet for him. Ecclesiasticus 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself. That help goes back to Genesis 2, verse 18. And the Most High said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make an help meet for him. Okay, and that's talking about you, the Israelite female. Okay, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. You Israelite women and all women are possessions to the Israelite man. You're all possessions. The difference between the Israelite woman, the difference between the Israelite woman and the Gentile woman is the Israelite woman is a possession, but the Gentile woman is both property and a possession. Okay? And that goes back to Leviticus 25, where the Gentile nations are property and possessions to Israel. The Israelite woman is a possession, okay, to the Israelite man. And the Gentile women are both property and possessions to the Israelite man. That means we own you. Women are made to be owned by the Most High. That's what possession means. Okay? And you get that in Ecclesiasticus 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Okay, that means you Israelite women are possessions to us. We own you. And it's our job to rule over you. Right now, you're owned by the white man. The white man owns you. Okay, and if you keep letting the white man own you, you're going to stay down here and burn with the white man. You got to become, how can I put this? You got to transfer ownership of yourself from the white man to the Israelite man to get in those chariots, Hebrew Israelite woman. Okay, you belong to the white man. You got to transfer ownership of yourself from the white man to the Israelite man to get up in those chariots. If you're an Israelite woman, that's what you got to do, because you're all possessions. Okay, and the Gentile woman is property and possession. Okay, property meaning we buy and sell her, and a possession means we own her. Okay, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. What that means is this: when you Israelite women are being given, when you walk down the aisle with your dad, and he gives you to the groom, okay, what he's doing is transferring ownership from the father to the groom of you, Israelite woman, and that's what's going on, you know, in the marriages. When the father walks the daughter down the aisle and he gives the daughter to the groom, he's transferring ownership of his daughter from himself to the groom. Because you women are possessions, okay? And you ain't been taught this, okay? But that's the truth. That's how the Most High set it up. And if you can't accept this truth, you ain't getting up in those chariots, okay? If you can't accept this truth, you ain't going to be able to submit to your Hebrew man. You ain't going to be able to submit, and if you don't have a Hebrew man, you ain't going to be able to submit to Hebrew authority, which is given the Hebrew man. Now let's go to, I wasn't going to pull this out, but let's go to Matthew. Let's go to Matthew 10. I'm going to show you in Matthew 10 why you Israelite women who do not submit yourself to the Israelite man, if you don't submit to Hebrew authority, whether you got an Israelite man or not, if you don't submit to Hebrew authority, you're going to stay down here and burn with this damn devil. Okay, this is for you Israelite females. And I'm going to read it geared towards you Israelite females. It says he, but I'm going to say she. She that receiveth you receiveth me. And she that receiveth me, come on. She that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Let's go through that again for you Israelite women, Israelite females. Matthew 10, verse 40. She that receiveth you receiveth me, and she that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Okay, what that is saying is this. If you Israelite women don't submit your mind, body, your life, will, mind, and body to your Israelite man, if you got one, okay, if you don't submit yourselves and bow down to patriarchal Hebrew authority, which is given to your Hebrew men, which is given to your Hebrew leaders, your Israelite men, your Israelite leaders, if you don't submit to our authority that the Most High has given us, you're not getting in the chariots, Israelite woman. Now let's read it again. You got to go through, we are your saviors. That's how the Most High set it up. The Most High has set up, this is how it works. Yahweh Shai saves the Israelite men, okay? And the Israelite men save the Israelite women. So let's go through this again. Matthew 10, verse 40. She that receiveth you receiveth me. You got to go through us, Israelite woman, to get to the true Messiah. And she that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me, which is the Most High. She that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. In other words, for you Israelite women, you got to accept the prophet as your leader in order to get the prophet's reward, which is to get up in those chariots. You got to submit to the authority of the prophet. If you don't have an Israelite man, if you do have an Israelite man, you submit to the Israelite man's authority. We teach your man and he teaches you. She that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. And she that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. Again, this is Matthew 10, verses 40 and 41. You got to go, this is how the Most High set it up. Yahweh Shai saves his elect men. And his elect men save the Israelite women. Okay? And that's why it says in Matthew 10, verse 40, she that receiveth you receiveth me. And she that receiveth him receiveth me, receiveth him that sent me. She that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. And she that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. You got to submit. Okay, there's no way around it. You Israelite women are hard-headed and you don't want to submit. You Israelite women are so hard-headed and you don't want to submit. But here's the thing. Israelite men, the Israelite man, we got to submit to Yahweh Shai. And you got to submit, you Israelite women have to submit to us to get the kingdom. Now, that's plain. Okay, I showed you the scriptures. I brought it all out. If you so-called pro-black women, if you don't repent and start submitting to your Hebrew man, okay, and Israelite Hebrew authority, which is given to Hebrew men, the leaders of Israel, if you don't start submitting to us, you are going to stay down here and burn. And I got to say it over and over and over and over again because you women are so hard-headed. Now, if you are an Israelite woman and you're obeying the law, statutes, and commandments, you're obeying the word of the Most High, you submit yourself to your Israelite man if you got one. And if you don't have an Israelite man, you submit to the prophets, okay, your teachers in the streets. You submit to Hebrew authority, the leaders of Israel. That's another way you can get up in the chariots if you don't have a man. But if you don't have a man, you're Israelite female, you don't have a man, you got to be ready to submit to the Israelite authority and the Israelite man if the Most High gives you one. Okay? And that's how you get up in the chariots. So, I'm King Obadiah, bringing this truth mostly to the Israelite women, to the Hebrew women of Israel. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai, Thawadah Yahweh Yahweh Shai, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Kam Yasharallah, Shalom, Israel.